Good day, my people, and welcome to Sit, Sip, and Chat. Now, let's continue the journey.
Hello, my people, and welcome to Sit, Sip, and Chat, a show where we're going to sit and chat with some members of the community, and we're going to have a little sip or two of whatever is in our glass at that moment. My name is Glenda York of GCY Initiative, and we're going to get right into it. Our guest today is Ms. Dominique Hodge of Tropsical Pops.
Hi. How are you?
I am good. So just a quick background for anyone that doesn't know Dominique. She studied at the Florida State University with creative writing. She is or was the owner of Perfect Moments.
Was officially.
She was the owner of Perfect Moments, which did event planning, artist management, backstage management, and I'm pretty sure a whole lot of other things that I'm not gonna try to do because Dominique does a lot. She worked for Phillipsburg Broadcasting Company, Caribbean Concrete, and currently she is the manager at Swaliga Farms, yes, and owner of, like I mentioned just now, Tropsical Pops. Hi again.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, I said all of that. All of that is you and who you are.
I'm laughing because that was a lot.
Because I have to make sure to write this down because Dominique is a very busy woman. And I won't remember all of this off the top of my head. So I need to make sure I write it down.
Yeah, it sounds busier than it actually is, but yeah.
I know you, Dominique. I know. So before we go any further, we are sit, sip, and chat. First, we have to talk about what we're sipping on. So I'm going to hand that over to Dominique. She's going to let us know what we're sipping on today.
So today I brought the Passion Punch, which is our #1 seller. Most people know me for the boozy pouches. So I didn't bring it in the boozy pouch this time, but I did bring it in our new bottles, which is the flask. And it's really cute if you're traveling, if you're going. And when I say travel, I mean just like to the beach or to an event. Yes, it's very easy to carry and it's very simple. And then we just have it here. So Passion Punch is our #1 seller.
Toast.
There you. So, because you always have to take a sip when you toast.
Yes.
It's a passion fruit base and there's rum in it. I can't tell you all the rums that are in it, but it's a nice mix.
So there's more than one rum.
Yeah, there's never just one. But yeah, literally I started it and the people went crazy for the Passion Punch. So that's my main seller. But I also have different flavors. Here I have the strawberry spiked lemonade.
Which I also like.
Yes, that's what I thought you were going to drink, actually. I have the mango Henny Rita, which is Hennessy based. And then I also have the rum swizzle. I have the guava punch. I sometimes make mojitos. Yeah, it's just a mix. I really enjoy just kind of going and experimenting and just putting something together.
And I enjoy being a taste tester.
I know who to call all the time.
Okay, so today we're talking about you and a step that you took to, let's say, expand your business or cement your business further in your goals that you have set for it. Okay? So out of 14,000 applicants, you were chosen, you and 280 other entrepreneurs were chosen for a 4-week fellowship.
Correct. It's 1,400.
1,400.
14,000.
Oh, my bad. I added one to zeros.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I like the 14,000. It sounds better, you know.
So it's more expensive.
Yeah.
And so as part one of that, you went to Curacao for before you go to the States.
Yes. So it's the YLAI Fellowship, which is Young Leaders of America's initiative. And it's for entrepreneurs and leaders from the Caribbean, Latin America, and Canada as well. And what they did is in February, I believe, we went to the end of February, we went to Curacao for a pre-departure orientation. So I was able to meet the fellows from Curacao, Suriname, and Guyana. We were able to meet over a 3-day period. They kind of just gave us kind of like a intro to what to expect when we go to the US. And it was a chance for us to meet each other because the countries from Latin America, they're big groups. Like one group had over 20 fellows. The Caribbean group was not even 50 people, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on the amount. But still, we're generally a small group. And then coming from the Dutch Caribbean, we're an even smaller group. So I have to thank the U.S. Consul General in Curacao for putting that together along with IREX and YLAI. And we were able to meet each other, and it was amazing because it really helped when we got to Houston and there were 280 people. And I was like, oh, I know like maybe 15.
So at least you knew some people, so it helped with the easing.
Yes, because it's very overwhelming. You know, you're walking into a room, it's 280 fellows, but then you have staff, you have all different people that you're meeting for the first time. It's a lot of information, and you're just looking around like, my brain personally was like, okay, I need time to like compute. Give me a minute, let me catch myself. But again, knowing a few faces really helped.
So then you were in Curacao. It was for, how long was it in Curacao?
I was there for a week.
So, and from Curacao, then you came back home, then it was prep for going to the US.
Yes. So when we went to Curacao, we didn't know which organization we were going to be teamed with.
Okay.
So yeah, the fellowship, you are placed with an organization or business, and you're supposed to learn from the owner because they realize you are an entrepreneur or leader on your island, your country. And so it's not like an internship where you're learning the business. They know that you already have a certain amount of knowledge.
There.
Yeah. It's just to kind of like help you, because we all submitted a challenge that we had with our business, and they're supposed to help you overcome that challenge or find solutions to that challenge. So when we went to Curacao, we didn't know where we were going to be placed. We didn't know what part of the US we were going to be, because it's over 10 to 15 cities.
Yeah.
And we came back and we were waiting. We found out, I think, towards April where we were going. I found out that I was going to be placed in Miami.
Florida.
Yeah, Miami, Florida. And at first I was like, oh, like Florida's home. I was at FSU and I was like, but then I was like, no, let me not look at it that way. It's a new experience and I'm going from a different standpoint. I'm not going as a student. I'm not going as a tourist. I'm going as a business owner that's going to learn and be in that field, not anything else.
Okay. So you went from St. Martin back to Houston?
Yes, so the opening ceremony is in Houston. We have 3 opening days in Houston. You get to meet everyone. You kind of meet the people that you're going to be with. You meet your ambassadors and everything who will be with you in your city. And then from Houston, you fly to your city.
Okay.
And then you spend the 4 weeks in your city. After the 4 weeks, the closing ceremony is in Washington, D.C.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of back and forth. So how was your experience? So first of all, what company were you paired with? And then how was that learning experience for you in Miami?
So I just want to say this. I don't want to call the name of the company.
Okay.
Only because my experience was not the ideal experience.
Okay.
So they do pair you with a company, and the purpose is for that company, the owner or someone, management, to work with you. Unfortunately, the company they paired me with, they were busy opening other locations, and the owner was not as available as he thought he would be. So I did not have the typical or ideal experience. I actually had to kind of find my own way and do my own thing. So I don't want to call the name because I don't want to throw them under the bus, because there's no bad feelings towards them. We met, he was very honest with me. We were able to have honest conversations. And so I realized, hey, this is not going to be what they thought it was going to be or what I wanted it to be. And I'm also grateful for the opening, the pre-departure orientation. We met with alumni from Aruba and Curacao. And one of the ladies, her name is Indira, and I appreciate her so much because she told us, she was like, you need to adjust your expectations. Yeah. You know, these are human beings as well, and don't go in with too high of an expectation. And in that moment when I met with the owner and I realized, oh, this is not going to go the way it's going to go, I heard her voice saying, manage your expectations, remember they're human beings. So I did take the next day, I took some time for myself, and I was like, you know, what did you come here for? You didn't come here for a vacation. You left your kids.
So then how did you guide yourself for that? Because you have 4 weeks in Miami to learn from someone that wasn't readily available. So did you still work with the company, or did you kind of just find like another?
So I had some amazing fellows in my cohort. It was, I believe, 10 or 11 of us. And these guys were from Latin America, different countries, and they were out networking every day. Like before we got to Miami, they were already sending links to events like, hey, there's this networking event, there's that networking event. And honestly, again, it became a bit much. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of events. But it pushed me beyond my comfort zone. So I didn't go to all because there's no way. I know my limits, and I was like, I can't do all. But I did pick and choose. And I've realized that going to the networking events, I was able to connect with people that I never would have met, people who gave opportunities. So one of those connections, they met with the owner of, well, he's the owner and developer for Wynwood in Miami. He's also
Wynwood Hotels.
no, Wynwood, the district, the neighborhood in Miami with all the paintings on the walls and everything, like the art district.
Yeah.
So he bought most of those properties. He developed them. He kind of like changed the landscaping of the neighborhood because it was a place where people weren't really going anymore. And now everyone knows Wynwood. Everyone wants to take pictures. He's done it in New York. There's another neighborhood that he has property in Miami as well that he's going to develop. And he opened a co-working space. And again, just because of their connections and meeting him and everything like that, the manager of the co-working space was from Argentina, and we had someone from Argentina, and we basically had an open door to the co-working space. It was a beautiful space. And then speaking to the manager, he turned to me and he was like, so what do you do? And I was like, well, I make popsicles, frozen fruit pops. And he was like, oh, so are you going to come and put some in the freezer? And I was like, what? No, I don't have my machines. I don't have anything. Yeah. But again, because I knew I didn't have the business to go to, I was like, I'm not going to sit home doing nothing. Yeah. So quick Amazon search, I found some of the things I needed. And I was like, I can't make my frozen fruit pops because I use fruit and stuff like that. Yeah. But I decided I've played with the boozy pops before, and it's something I want to go into more this year. So I was like, I'm going to test out some boozy pops while I'm here. And that's what I did. Literally, I just pushed myself. I got some of the things that I needed. I had to buy a label maker, different things. Yeah. Got those from Amazon. And then I went to supermarkets and I started to get ingredients, and I just put it together. And then I had boozy pops, and the boozy pops went to the co-working space.
Boozy pops are coming.
Boozy pops are coming.
Boozy pops are coming
Officially.
Are they coming for summer?
Some.
So keep a lookout for the
yeah, keep a lookout. We've had mojito pops, boozy pops before, but it was something that I wasn't really interested in. But yeah, they're coming. You guys have been asking, and I'm gonna give in.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? But sorry, no sir. They got this game tonight and I can't miss it. Me and my boy, we gotta watch the game, So I bringing this in. You check? Alright, let me watch your leg go.
Sir, sorry. Why so difficult? Look, I'm watching TV here on my phone with the Tell TV Plus app. You really gotta upgrade.
Okay, so Miss, tell me about the Tell TV Plus. I hear about this.
Okay, so once you apply for Tell TV Plus, you can enjoy it anytime on the go.
Anytime?
Anytime.
On the go?
On the go. You simply download the app, log into your account at any time, sit back and enjoy. You will never have to miss your match.
Yo, bus driver, take me back to tell him now, please.
So that presented an opportunity, an unlikely opportunity, an unlooked for opportunity presented itself, and you decided to rise to the occasion.
Yes.
And you got a new product out of it. You made some new contacts out of it. You showed off your product to all these new people.
Yes.
How was that?
Honestly, the first few days when I was getting all this stuff together, I was excited because I was like, yeah, you have to be open to opportunity. So when he gave me when he offered me the chance to have the pops there, my first thought was, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? And then again, because I went back and I sat down, I was like, no, how do I make this work? How do I make this work in my benefit? Don't throw away an opportunity. It was exciting getting all the stuff and being like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then when the pops were finished, I kind of had a moment where I was like, ooh, so I have to like go put these out in like an unknown, like for unknown audience and unknown market and see if people like it. And I kind of was like, oh, I don't really want to do this. Like I know back home people like my stuff and I don't want to go through this, but it was a humbling experience. And I pushed myself. I was like, so you just went through all that expense. You did all of this and now you're just going to leave it like
because you don't want to.
So I did it. I put it in. And then I had like a little QR code. So people, once they taste it, they can go and give me feedback. And I'm also getting information on that. So I really need to thank them. The co-working space is Manna Common. There's going to be more in my stories about it. I'm just taking my time to post. But if anyone's looking, you can look up Moisha Manna. He's the developer and owner. So his story is amazing. But then also because I didn't have a business to go to, I was talking to my cohort ambassadors and they telling them like, hey, this is the situation. And I kind of felt annoying because I was constantly saying like, hey, I'm not having the ideal situation. Yeah. But I was able to meet with the owner of Paletas Morelia, and they also do frozen fruit pops in Miami. To me, they're the best in Miami. Okay. Before I met him, I actually went into one of their stores and had one of their pops. And I was dancing while eating the pop. And that's not saying things lightly because I've tried pops from different people and I try to support everyone when I go away. Mm-hmm. But there was just something about that was just like, it was, the quality, everything. And I knew that they put effort into it.
It's something that makes you dance while you're eating it.
Yeah. And like,
said it in itself.
Yeah. And I was like, yes. And then when I was able to meet him, again, because I wasn't having a good experience, I was kind of like, let me not get my hopes up. Mm-hmm. There's one of the fellows who keeps laughing at me. He's from the Dominican Republic. And he went with me because he had a better experience than I did, but he wanted to do some other stuff. And he makes coconut ice cream in the Dominican Republic. So I brought him along with me. And he was like, Dominique, today's the first day that I've seen you smiling uncontrollably. Like you've been smiling all day. And I was like, yes, because this gentleman didn't have to open his doors to us. I found out after he was supposed to be my original business to work with, but he realized that his schedule wouldn't have allowed him. So he told them from the beginning, hey, I don't want to take on the responsibility if I can't have her there
in
time. So he was honest and he told them he wouldn't be able to participate this time. But then he still reached out. He met with us. He opened his doors to me and I was so shocked because especially coming from the islands, we tend to, we're not going to share information. We're not going to do this. He gave me all the information. And at one point I was like, I know I'm a little nosy, but I saw this box and I want to know what this is. And he was like, I opened the doors to whatever questions you have. And when I met him, I realized why his product is so good, because that is who he is. You know, he doesn't do anything half-hearted. If he's going to do something, he's going to do it well. And again, I'm very grateful to him. His name is Gilbert. I'm very grateful to him because he took the time not only to get to know me and know my business and help me, but I kind of just brought someone along. Mm-hmm. He met him that day and he took time as well to kind of get to know him, find out what his business is. Okay. And there were very few people who did that across the board. Not only Miami, other places we heard the same thing. So meeting him was the best. I don't care about the experience with the other company because this experience alone.
Got something out of it.
Yes.
More than one front because you met the gentleman from Wyndham and then you met the gentleman that was supposed to be your original mentor.
Yes.
So either way, it was still a win.
Yes. And again, none of those things would have happened. None of those opportunities would have presented themselves if I was having the fellowship I was supposed to have.
Yes.
Because I would have been so busy working that it wouldn't. And just to say this, like I was still supposed to complete a project with that original company and I did. Mm-hmm. So I have he wanted me to do a customer service, just to kind of review his customer service, give him tips and then put together like a package. I did it. I have it. He never got it, but I have it. So if anyone's looking for customer service, that is also something I can now do because I did it. But again, for me, I've learned from that experience to always look for the silver lining. Mm-hmm. You know, things may not go as planned, but there's always something to be positive about. And if you sit there and you sulk, you will miss the opportunities that are coming your way.
And that's the thing that I liked is that it didn't go how you wanted. It started off rocky from the jump, and when an opportunity presented itself, you could have been like, I don't want to do this. I don't have my products. I don't have my machines. How am I going to do this? I'm just going to stick to what I'm supposed to do. And you recognize the opportunity, like, I'm getting from all this way to just sit here and stuff.
No, I miss my kids, and
I couldn't.
I couldn't do it. So
You had to make that time worth it if you're going to be there. So that was what I took away.
yeah, and also just remember, like, your connections, those relationships that you build with people are also very important. Because I walked away with 10 new friends, and some of them are like family.
And all of which are entrepreneurs. So you also networking like friends, of course, but networking contacts. So while you have that friendly relationship, you also have that business relationship. So people that are also moving themselves forward and trying to look for the next thing that they're going to do, so you guys can push each other while having those friendships also.
And we have projects, like we're working on projects within ourselves. So like I mentioned, the guy from the Dominican Republic, like we're really close. We're going to work together. We're going to do something together because I really believe in his product. He believes in mine. I have someone from Ecuador where I can get dragon fruit, different things. And it's like, oh, that opens more opportunities for me and my business as well. Because then I can offer people more
Because I've never tried dragon
fruit.
but it looks interesting.
Yeah. So that's something that I'm working on. I have someone in Costa Rica that might actually fly me out to Costa Rica to do some marketing because yeah.
They saw what you can do.
Yes, but then we've discussed their business challenge. We had those moments where like, and I told him, I was like, hey, this is the solution and this is what you need to do. And he was like, sounds like it. So, there's a lot of different things that are happening that were birthed through this experience. And I can't complain because I love meeting new people. I love building relationships, and this fellowship offered me that opportunity and it pushed me beyond my comfort zone. So I learned a lot.
My last question that I have to ask, because we have to wrap up, is how were the person's reception to your boozy clubs?
So far, everything has been good. Yeah. And I really was worried because in the Caribbean, we tend to be a little high on the alcohol, but no,
Well, the US is a different we know that.
but they haven't complained about it. I think because it's in the pops, it works. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So I with the boozy clubs. Awesome. Well, I think you gave several gems within that entire thing, but I did tell you, just some advice that you would offer someone, whether it's with I don't want to mispronounce it, the name of the fellowship?
YLAI?
YLAI, whether it's in YLAI, whether it's just starting something up, whether it's another opportunity similar to the YLAI, what advice would you give them if they want to pursue it and you're just hesitant?
I would say go for it. So funny enough, I didn't want to apply to YLAI. I wasn't going to. I was recommended to apply, and I only filled out the application so that I could tell that person, which is Charity Cantav. It was only to tell her that I did it, you know? But what I've learned is here on the island, especially, we tend to hold ourselves back. We tend to play small. We tend to worry. Go for it. Even when you're doubting, even when you're worried, if it's something that's on your heart, just go for it because you never know what it will be. And if it doesn't work out the way that you want it to be, there will be something else that you will get out of that experience that will bring you to where you need to be. Nothing in life is like unexpected. I feel like God works in mysterious ways and everything will play out. You just have to trust. Yeah, you have to trust it's, yeah, and it's working towards your good.
Okay, awesome. That worked out beautifully. Thank you so much, Dominique, for coming through. So that's it. That's Sit, Sip, and Chat. Of course, again, thank you for Dominique for being here and bringing this passion punch. Passion punch. Salud again. Salud. If you don't already follow Tropsical, she's on social media. It's Instagram and Facebook as well, right? Only Instagram and Facebook?
Yes.
At Tropsical
SXM. Yes.
At Tropsical SXM. Follow her. Put more pressure on her to step her social media game up because she's been lapsing. She has the drinks, she has the pouches, she has the pops. The pops are really good as well because I always look for them, but she was away for 4 weeks, so I haven't had one in a while. The boozy pops are coming, and I'm going to look for those as well. So we thank you guys so much for sitting here with us as we sat, we sipped, and we chat with each other. And we'll see you on the next one.